Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this episode of One-on-One. I'm Martin Foss, and I'm very excited today because we're going to have Dr. Dicky as our guest on One-on-One. We're going to talk about his start, where he lived, how he grew up in that very strong, medically bound Haydel family. We'll talk about his LSU days. We'll talk about Tunnel Run, Nutriman. We'll bring you all around the gambit and find out what makes Dr. Dicky tick. It's all next. Don't go away on this episode of One-on-One. One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer. One of the biggest things you did over the years that became synonymous with the Haydel family was the Haydel Olympics. Now, I can remember being around Mike growing up and Patrick and Carl. They were always practicing for events. And I'd go, what are y'all practicing for? The Haydel Olympics is coming up. That was a competitive, family-oriented deal. You didn't want to go there and be embarrassed, right?
This was a wonderful, wonderful thing I started years ago. And actually, it was on a Good Friday. My mother was still alive, and everyone, we had brothers and sisters, and everybody had their own team. Each team had its own name, and they all had to participate in these competitive games. We gave trophies for first, second, and third, and we also gave a trophy for the worst team. It was on Good Friday. We were having such a good time. My mother, who was so religious, she said, y'all can't do this anymore. Y'all can't have this much fun on Good Friday. So we moved it to Holy Saturday. So we started off, we had just the regular family, and everybody kind of grew up, and they had wives, they had boyfriends, everybody was always invited, and they all had to turn in their entry blanks, and I had to make up the competition. And we had so many games like driveway tennis and one-on-one and three-on-three and girls hot shot and battle and Nintendo. We had so many different games that they could only participate in a few of them. We'd keep score, and then everybody would get an award at the end. And it grew from about, it started off with about 35 or 40, and we had it for 30 years or 35 years. And the last time we had like 200.
Wow.
And the families would show up with their tents and their ice chests, and we'd get crawfish boils, and everybody would have a wonderful time. And when COVID hit, we stopped, and we've never been able to get started again after that. But it was probably one of my favorite of all-time events in the Haydel family that I can think of.
In your family, you probably have cousins that maybe never met each other.
Exactly, that's the whole thing. This was people that lived in Houma that didn't even come, and they don't see each other except at that one time of the year.
Right.
But that was like just a great tradition, and we didn't leave anybody out. If you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you wanted to bring, they were all invited.
Did Jeffrey do the music?
No, Jeffrey wasn't the DJ. Jeffrey was just a little boy.
Oh, okay, all right.
But towards the end, the last few years, Jeffrey did have his DJ outfit out there with loud music, and it was a great event.
Does he play that music a little louder than you like?
Louder than my wife likes, and she would make sure that he would tone it down so we could talk.
Right. I want to get back to religion. You've lectured. You were a lecturer at Mass. You were always at Mass. Was your mama a shy person, or was she sort of vocal? Did she read readings at Mass, or did your dad read readings?
No, my mother was very, very reserved and quiet, and never did go out a lot. She stayed home most all the time and took care of us. Went to church all the time, prayed all the time, and led us all in the right direction. She really thought religion was extremely, extremely important.
Right. Did you ever think about going into seminary?
Oh, yeah. I thought about being a brother. I thought about being a priest, but not for long.
When you met Judy, that was out the window?
No. It went out the window long before I met Judy.
Okay. Did she ever think about going into being a nun?
Probably. The way she is, she could be a nun now if she wanted to know the truth.
Did she keep you on the straight and narrow most of these years?
Better than anybody I know. She's got the eyes that tell me exactly what to do and what not to do.
So you know when
Ooh, you got it.
you got to shut it down.
You got it.
And your kids, let's talk about them because we don't want to leave them out. Okay. I talked about all your siblings. When Scott, for example, came up and said, "Hey, I'm going into pre-med," what were your thoughts?
I thought that's a good idea. If that's what you want to do, that's a good idea.
Same philosophy that your dad did to you. Mm-hmm. Just no pressure. If you want to do it,
nope.
Do it.
Whatever they wanted to do is fine with me.
And then Chad sort of runs the whole, he's the business manager, right?
Exactly.
So he sees everything.
He's the one that has the hardest job, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
He has to handle all of the employees and the insurance, and of course he goes crazy all the time. I said, "Don't worry, there's nothing to it." He says, "You don't know, Daddy, you don't know."
Right. And I saw Shannon at the tunnel run. What does she do?
Shannon was a lawyer for 6 months.
Yeah.
Then she began to have 7 children, so
Right.
she ended up taking care of kids.
So she was like your mama. I got to stay at home and take care of these
exactly
kids.
Like my mama.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
Jeffrey's got 2 beautiful kids.
Jeffrey's got 2 beautiful kids, yes, he does.
And I always remember Jeffrey when you called me one day, I don't know if you remember this, said, "You mind if Jeffrey comes fishing your pond?" And I said, "Not at all." So Jeffrey comes fishing at my pond.
I was with him.
Okay.
I was with him.
And he catches that big old bass.
Big, big bass.
I want to say 6 pounds.
It was that big, I'm telling you.
I'm watching a football, basketball game, and he comes through that double glass door holding the fish. And he walks all the way up to me on the lounge chair and goes, "Mr. Martin, look at this." And I said, "Jeffrey, that's great, but you just tracked mud all the way through that." He had to go in the pond to pick it up.
That sounds like Jeffrey.
That was
Walk
a
right
big,
into your house.
big fish.
That was.
He would be outdoorsman? Oh, Scott liked outdoors too, huh?
They all liked outdoors.
Chad did too?
All except Jeffrey. Jeffrey was a late life baby. He liked indoors better.
Yeah, he likes the music and the
He liked
DJing. And
all that, and he liked the video games and all that stuff.
And I coached Chad, 8th grade at Vanderbilt.
He only had a good team then.
Oh, we were 18-2. We had some good talent.
I remember that.
And I'd always work on Chad with his hands. And every time he sees me, in front of anybody, he'd go, "All right, tell him what was the worst part about my game." I said, "Your hands." But he got better.
He did. He got really good when he was in college, so he really was good in that.
Yeah, he worked on it, and that's the thing. When you look back at your whole career, anything you would have changed?
Well, every time you look back, you say, well, there's a lot of stuff. If I'd have done this, I could have been that. If I'd have done this, I could have been that. And I think this is what God wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Because I ended up enjoying it so much that this is just what I should have been doing.
You do have a passion for what you're doing. I think everybody absolutely sees that. And we can only hope that everybody who decides to be a doctor has that same passion, because we want people working on us that have a passion to be a doctor, not for any other reason or whatever. When you used to leave the clinic and you get in your car and you turn your radio on, what did you listen to?
Actually, I don't listen to music. I turn the radio on to see if they got any news on, because I never can get the hourly news. I don't really listen to music much to relax me.
You a news guy or a sports radio guy?
I'm a sports guy. Yeah, I like to follow sports as much as I can.
You still follow LSU and who they drafting?
Follow LSU. Of course, I'm a really
recruiting.
I'm a really anti-NIL type guy. So
Yeah.
I think that this kind of changed the perspective of college sports in general. So now we're looking at pro sports in college, and
There's no doubt.
and it's not as enjoyable to me. There's no loyalty to your team.
Right.
You don't get to see the same team every year. So I think I'm not too much in favor of that.
That drives you crazy, because you're a loyalist. You like loyalty. You were born with it. You grew up with it. Your whole group had it. That's got to drive you plumb crazy.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. It does. But I know I can't do anything about it.
But it's the new norm now, isn't it?
You know, you just got to live with it.
But I think sooner or later that's going to fail.
Yeah, I think it's going to fail. But you can't be as passionate about those sports when it's like
Right.
this.
Of course, now in high school, who knows, you might be able to get a little NIL going in high school.
They do
too.
have some NIL kids playing in high school now.
That's unbelievable.
It's hard to believe,
that we're
yeah.
going through that. You have some young physicians working at the Haydell Clinic now.
Very
They
much.
all make their rounds, and you are a round freak. You like, I don't know if you loved making rounds, but you sure looked like you did. I mean, you made a lot of rounds. What do you tell doctors that come on now that may not want to do the rounds as passionately as you do? What advice do you give them?
It's a little bit different world now for doctors, I find. They're all excellent. They're all very smart. They're all very intelligent. But I think, life has kind of changed where they kind of like to spend a little more time with family, and so they try to find ways to do that. Can't blame them. I think it's a good thing. But I think rounds are a wonderful time to make. That's when you get to see most of the pathology. That's when you get to see most of the things that you've been practicing with. But it's really gotten complex. Now you got so many consultants you have to get to get people well. It's much more complex now than it used to be.
For the 50th, you did play an instrument. We got you up there for the 50th to play the cowbell.
I did.
How was that for you?
Well, I didn't know I could hit that thing that hard.
You hit it, and you kept the rhythm
I
going.
hit it hard, yeah.
Did you think we were going to ask you to sing?
I was worried. I was really worried you were going to ask me to sing when I was coming up there, but I'm glad you didn't.
What's your favorite song of all time?
It's all Fats Domino songs are my favorite songs.
Did you grow up, because Dr. Bobby played a lot of those.
Well, Dr. Bobby taught me how to play the piano. I'm a banger on the piano. He taught me chords. So after they would have a session of their band, he'd sit me down and he'd show me a few chords.
Yeah. And you would play and sing Fats Domino?
I'd play Fats Domino,
Right.
Little Richard.
But you told me the other day, I don't know if you remember, you told me one of your favorite songs was Billy Joe.
I love Billy Joe too. Yes, I do.
Okay. And what was the song you told me?
For the longest time.
For the longest time. That's a great song. So you have listened to music.
Oh, yeah, I do listen to music, yes.
But if you had to turn the radio on and hit the button, it would be sports radio or news.
Well, if I had to listen to music, I would turn on one of those serious things like Blend or one of those that has a lot of different songs on it, yeah.
What's you and Miss Judy's song?
Our song?
Y'all have a specific song?
My song for her is Hey Jude. That's my favorite song for her.
Really?
Yeah.
You were a big Paul McCartney guy?
No, I was in Vietnam when Hey Jude was popular, and I had a little ukulele, and I would practice it until I get it down pat, and I would tape record Hey Jude on my ukulele, and I'd ship the recording to her from Vietnam. So she would play Hey Jude back, and then she would record Pete Maravich basketball games and send me the tape on Pete Maravich. I get to listen to that over there.
Wow. Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Oh, if he was around in today's game, huh?
That's my favorite player. I guess you know he revolutionized basketball today.
Yeah. He was Steph Curry on steroids.
Exactly.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
How long did it take Miss Judy to get that envelope from Vietnam back to?
Probably about 2 weeks.
Really?
2 weeks.
So, Hey Jude.
Hey Jude.
Did you play it well on the ukulele?
Oh, I was terrible. Everything I did musically was not real good, but it was fun for me to practice.
Well, find a little tidbits as we go along. So you play the piano a little bit, play the ukulele, you now play the cowbells. What am I missing?
That I play?
Yeah. Guitar?
Musically?
Guitar?
Oh, no, I tried. I can't play too many strings. I can only play the 4 strings on the ukulele.
Because Chad's playing guitar,
Chad
right?
plays the guitar. Yes, he does.
What do you see the next 10 years for Dr. Dicky? What's the next 10 years look like?
Well, I'm in God's hands is all I can tell you. You know, I'm 80 years old now, and He's going to tell me when I have to hang it up, and my patients are going to tell me when I have to hang it up, and my son's going to tell me when I have to hang it up. But right now, you know, I'm just doing what's fun for me. I'm not in this for a living anymore.
Yeah.
So this is just the
You're
joy.
just going to keep on seeing people.
Well, I can as long as they let me see them.
Yeah. And I saw you were sort of building up your family to take over the tunnel run a little bit.
I'm trying.
Or are you trying to take a little back seat?
Well, I already have a back seat. I don't hardly do anything anymore. It's just all, seems like it's just all in my name. They all do all the work anyway.
Yeah.
So I just.
But you're the figurehead.
That's what you call it, but that's
Yeah,
about it.
You know, that would be like Drew Brees coming in for a charity and everybody says Drew Brees' charity, or the Mannings owning a hospital. They're not there every day doing the work, but it's their name. You draw a crowd.
Well, I don't know about that. You drew a pretty good crowd for us at the tunnel run. I tell you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, but you have been drawing a crowd for many, many years.
Well, it's been a fun thing. I don't know. It just kind of kept going.
Anything we miss? Anything you want to tell the public that we don't know about Dr. Dicky Hayter that we should tell them? Any secrets we need to tell them along the way?
Any secrets?
Yeah.
God,
they'll remain a secret, right?
I don't know. I can't think of any secrets.
I just want to take this time to thank you for everything you've done. Oh, I know we missed. You invested in Nutriment.
Oh, that was my first. Yeah,
way back in the day.
What was he at? 70 what?
I was 1982 when I wrote it, and I started going around and asking people if they'd like to invest in my movie. You were one of the lucky ones.
Let me tell you, I was all excited about Nutriment.
Yeah.
I really was.
And I remember everybody I went to talk to, and I remember walking in your office, and you were larger than life, and I'm a 22-year-old trying to raise money for a movie. And you listened to me, and I could tell in your mind you were going, "You're doing what?" So I'm making a movie about a swamp creature. And I remember you told me something like, "Well, okay, if you crazy enough to make this movie, I'm crazy enough to put a little money in
That's
it."
exactly what I said.
And that's what happened. And we know we got rich off of that,
You were
right?
just getting started. I mean,
That was the beginning.
You were just the beginning. I said, Lord, I mean, I know how hard you worked all your life in sports and stuff. I said, I'm sure he's going to work hard enough with this.
Well, I appreciate it. So, you know, you've helped a lot of people. I bet you don't even realize how many people you've helped over the years, right?
I know. I don't even know if I've helped him, but I sure tried.
Yeah. So I want to thank you. And was it that painful sitting down?
Well, it's a good thing you led the conversation because I wouldn't know what the heck you were going to ask me, that's for sure.
But I want to thank you for what you meant for the community and all the years you put in. We're looking forward to a bunch more years, and thank you for sharing your story because I know a lot of your nephews and nieces and great nieces and nephews and grandkids and family. They're dying to hear these stories, but you're the first one I've been able to convince in that long line of brothers and sisters to come actually sit down and do it because Dr. Jerry would tell me so many stories, but the minute the camera would go on, whoo. But I want to thank you because that heritage means a lot and legacy means a lot. So thank you for sitting down with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.
So much to see on HTV. Stick with us 'cause we're your home.